about your career and your college hunt, and then also what's going on with a resume, and do you actually need a resume as a high school student? So with a resume as a high school student, it's definitely not something that you're probably going to take to your job interview at Wawa or at Plato's Closet, but it definitely is something that this is a really good time to start. It's a really good time to start because some of you are doing phenomenal things inside of school and outside of school that are great to document, and it's also great to just kind of get it in your head as something that is a working document, or sometimes people will refer to it as a living document that is going to change over time as you grow and mature and have other experiences. Most of this information today, if you would like to follow that link down at the bottom, was taken from that website down at the bottom that could help you out. So if you feel like you've never heard of what a resume is before, or you've actually never seen it, here's an official definition of what a resume is. It's going to be a formal document that provides an overview of your professional qualifications, including your relevant work experience, skills, education, and notable accomplishments. Usually paired with a cover letter, a resume helps you demonstrate your abilities and convince employers that you're qualified and hireable. So a resume is a really great thing to create. You're probably not going to be sending out paper resumes anymore. That's a little bit dated, but you might have also heard about LinkedIn. So what LinkedIn is going to be, it's going to be a social media networking tool. You can become a member of it right now if you would like to, but when you become a member of LinkedIn, it's going to be a professional networking site where essentially your resume type things are going to be these living, ever-changing things that you can change in the blink of an eye. The idea of LinkedIn is that you're able to be connected with not just friends and family like in a traditional social network, but also with different professional colleagues and possibly different connections that you have at other companies or organizations that might be able to help you as you choose to move up that corporate ladder or even move to a different industry. So for a resume in high school, what in the world would you include? I know several of you that I'm talking to today would say, I've never had a job before. I just mow my neighbor's yard and that's about it. Well, it's a great place to start. And what we do for a high school resume is we can include 4 relatively basic things to get us started. If you've had any of that informal work experience, like we just said, babysitting, dog walking, mowing yards, any of those different things, that's totally great to include because that shows that you are responsible and that you were able to manage your time to complete that task, and also that somebody trusted you. If you've had any leadership roles, so as a high school student, several of you, I believe, are freshmen, you might have very well been a class officer of your 8th grade class. You might very well be president of your club that you're involved with, or you could have been like co-team captain. Any of those different things are leadership roles. We also want to promote your attitude and your performance. I'm sure that there are several of you in this class. You're wonderful at getting your work done. So I'm sure there are several of you in this class that translate those skills into several other things, whether it's sports, dance, maybe it's a youth group at your church or something along those lines. So all of those positive things that you have going on, we can find a way to write that down in your resume, since you're not really going to be able to have years and years of work experience. Another thing that we would include is we want to include any achievements that you may have been given. So you probably know by now from my announcements that I teach at East. Just recently at East, coming back to school, they've actually been making a really big deal of giving out the awards and accomplishments that some freshmen received from 8th grade, so from Fugit. So even if you have something like that, you can go ahead and include it. So where would you begin if you're a high school student and you wanted to get started with a resume? The first thing is to just kind of sketch an outline of all the items that were mentioned on the previous slide. It's really great to include any current skills that are needed for a job that you're looking for. Time management is a really big one. A lot of companies are also looking for people that have technology skills. Your generation is just kind of that's ingrained in you, sort of, that you're really good with technology. We also want to work with these things called action words, basically action verbs to describe what you can do. We want to tell a story, and then we want to proofread 3 times to make sure we didn't make any mistakes. Here's a quick example of what a teen resume would look like. To make it a little bit bigger, I'm also going to give you just the link for this so that you can see it, and you can increase the size of that so you can see what's going on. I will say that even though this is a teen resume, it's still got a lot of stuff on there. So what you're going to do is probably not going to be quite so involved. And then just to wrap it up, we have 4 main topics that we want you to take away from this discussion. If you don't have any formal work experience, it's okay. We're going to talk about walking dogs, mowing the yard, cleaning up your grandmother's yard, whatever it is. We also talk about telling a story. So when we tell a story, when you read the description for that job at Plato's Closet, that job at Wawa or Chick-fil-A or wherever it would actually be, which are pretty normal places to get a job as a teenager, when you do that, they're going to be telling you what they're looking for. So you want to be thinking about, how can I make myself seem like a good fit for that job? Don't forget your attitude and your performance. Did you ever receive any recognition for any sports or dance teams that you're on, and they gave you the award for like best team player? They might have given you the award for like kid that shows up all the time and gives their best. Anything like that is an awesome accolade to then put on a resume. And then the final thing, which probably brings you back to English class, is we really want to proofread and edit our work, because you do not want to do what I did on my first resume and misspell something. When I was first applying for teaching jobs, I misspelled the state of Delaware. And I didn't realize that until I was in an interview, and the person that interviewed me pointed out the fact that I misspelled Delaware. I'm going to chalk that up on the fact that that was quite a while ago and we didn't have all of the stuff online like we do now. But anyways, I know you guys can do a great job with this. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll be working with you on your DIY resume project. Have a great day. Thanks.